Who gets hotter than hot pot?
Yeah, don't adjust your eyes, fellas. Pharaohs. It's Hugin cough cough. Yes, I'm in a frog suit. No, you cannot pull this off. Let's get it down.
Okay, let's go.
To the park, green fleece on my back, Velcro under the chin. Yeah, I'm carrying the track. Right, these slow, tail wagging to the snare. All the alphas looking mad, but I really do not care. See a Doberman flexing, trying to guard his little click. I just hop over a puddle, leave him looking mighty sick. Do a basic brown mutt. I'm a neon amphibian, stepping in the dog club, changing the meridian. Your bark is kind of loud, but your bite is just a joke. I don't even got a growl. I just hit him with the croak.
That's my voice of life.
Hop, 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 make way for Hugin. Green suit on, yeah, I'm wildin', I'm proving. Your boy's looking tragic, my swagger is magic. I'm taking your bitches, it's honestly classic. Yeah, I said it, the fattest got to hear me, God. Leave your boys to the least, got them living large. Yeah, walk past the water bowl, give a little wink. Got a poodle and a bug, both offering a drink. Your boyfriends are sniffing each other's jump out of tree trunk. These bitches want a prince, well I'm the green prince of funk. Got a Frenchie on my left, got a husky on my right. I'm looking so fly, I'm looking out of sight. I'm a cold-blooded killer in a warm-blooded body, rolling through the dog park, turning it into a party. Y'all are chasing tennis balls, I'm chasing finer things like a reservation for two, fit for a frog king. Pop, 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 make way for Hugin. Green suit on, yeah, I'm wildin', I'm proving. Your boy's looking tragic, my swagger is magic. I'm taking your bitches, it's honestly classic. Yeah, sudden, the fattest fits in them, y'all. Leave the boys on the leash, got it from me, Lord. I wanna mention Marcus, cause he's on this track. I'm flying, I'm floating like Shaq. I know for a fact I'm not on Epstein's list. I got my own feel with the bitches I kiss. I ain't got ticks, my DJ's beat matching. I ain't got fleas, that's my DJ that's scratching. I got mojo, I got swagger, I strut right past you, dog. You just a silly mutt. Bitches be thirsty, I'm they man's nightmare. The Dow is at 50, so I don't care.
I don't remember signing on to this. I was once inside Hugin until Dad gave him his heart.
Make way for Hugin. Green suit on, yeah, I'm wildin', I'm proving. Your boy's looking tragic, my swagger is magic. I'm taking your bitches, it's honestly classic. Yeah, sudden, the fight us through the limit line. Me the boy, you're the least that I'm living large. Yeah. Shout out to Dad in the Pharaoh chat. Ernie, Birdie, Mitty, Claudia, Tip, Darlene. Wish I could fit everyone into this song. Yeah, Amra, Tish, Toms, Steven, Satan, damn it, Kevin, you wrong. Ladies, you don't gotta get all bent. Hugin's more fresh than 50 Cent. You might not think he's cool, you might not think he's nifty, but Hugin don't count. The Dow Jones at 50, we out.
He said it, we out.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you've brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
I mean, it takes a special individual to be able to work here, first of all. Second of all, if you don't pull your weight Look, without production, there is no profit. So you're not fooling me with all this safety bullshit. This is the steel mill. I think when they hire people, they should tell them, this is a steel mill. If you put your hands where they do not belong and you cut something off, you're fucking fired. We don't need you no more. And people would come here expecting to have a fatal injury if they don't watch what they're doing. Instead, they let them set up an orientation for a week and act like they're doing something. Give them $600 for sitting on their ass, and then they come, most of them, within the first week, quit. About the time they get their uniforms in, they're gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they do. Look, there was 15 people in my orientation 3 years ago. There's me, that little girl on Furnace 3 offload, and Mateo. And Mateo's quitting as soon as he gets his $3,000 bonus.
Is he?
They put me down as a rehire and took all my bonuses away because I had to go to jail for 19 days. And everybody else gets bonuses on my orientation have all quit. But they give them bonuses.
Well, don't forget about Christmas.
Oh, that's another fucking story. That's another tic-tac the whole world needs to know. But I'm not going to put my company down because I love my job. And I respect Nudie and all of them. And I appreciate them making sure that nobody gets hurt. But the more they talk about not getting hurt, the more fucking people get hurt. They're burning bread on us.
Yeah.
They had that meeting, and the next day there was 3 fucking drug screens. The next day!
They screwed us on our Christmas.
And Christmas, let me tell you what happened at Christmas time. Whole world, TikTok world. What they done to us was 2, 3.
Oh, let me tell you what happened at Christmas time, Tic Tac world. How are you guys doing? Yes, this is Mookie's. This is the Hoogan, everyone. How are you today? Everyone doing good? John Cena is behind me. I don't know if you can see him, but he's there. It's nice to see you guys. Sorry to stop in the middle of that great rant. I did poke my eye yesterday with an eyeliner pencil, so if I wink a lot in the left eye, it is my bad eye anyway. So that happened. Allergies are running amok. And how are you guys? Listen, we got a lot of birthdays in the house. Let me look. I have notes tonight. Okay, I have notes. I'd like to say, first of all, happy birthday, Kittens in Crime. Happy birthday to Jen. Okay. Crazy ass Jen. All right. And also happy birthday to Mary Malarkey. We have so many birthdays going on. Zip. I am wearing an AEW hoodie to celebrate your birthdays. All right. And Laura. Who else had a birthday? Happy birthday, Laura. Who else had a birthday? So we have crazy ass Jen, crazy ass Laura, crazy ass Kittens in Crime, and crazy ass Mary. You guys all have crazy ass birthdays. And I love you. Okay. Welcome, Alejandra. Welcome, Dick's Gun. Welcome, Derek. Thank you for the where's Ribbit? Where's Ribbit? I need to go up. Where's Ribbit? Ribbit's here? Where's Ribbit? Is it Ribbit's birthday? Hello, Ribbit. I didn't see Ribbit there. I can't see Ribbit. Did I miss? Also, hello, Cornholio, Mia, Okie Dokie, Ernie Birdie, Angela. Oh my gosh, everyone's here. Tish. Everybody's here. Pierogi. Age of Nefarious. Oh my gosh. It's so nice to see all of you. Mary No Fucks Malux. I don't know. I don't know where she is right now. Maybe she'll show up. Maybe she's celebrating her birthday. Oh, fuck us all. Fuck all of you. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday. It's so nice to see. Oh, you were saying Ribbit. I thought you were saying Ribbit was here. I got really excited. I was like, Ribbit. Ribbit, Derek. If you haven't met Ribbit used to come in the channel chat a lot. Now she just lurks. Everyone say hello to Lurky Ribbit. Hello. If you change your picture, I'll have out. Yeah, if you guys change your pictures, I'm fucked. So please don't fuck me. Okay, listen, it's March Madness. A lot's going on. What does that mean? It's basketball. It's my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. That's a song I learned. Why am I into it? Because it aligns with my dark casinos. And I've been watching a lot of really crazy shit that's happening. I really don't like basketball that much. My boyfriend loves it, but I've been following it because, again, gambling. I allowed myself $5. And a lot of crazy shit's happening, and I want to show some of it to you guys today. In addition, I'd like to show you a lot of things that are going on in true crime news. Oh, no. Wait, what? Andrew's in the hospital? Did I know that? I think I knew that. I'm so sorry. I've been so busy this week, and I've like a million things been going through my head, and I'm getting everything confused. So I'm trying to sort myself out, but tell Andrew that Hoogan blesses him with the snorts of 1,000 Hoogans and 1,000,000 farts. Is he okay? I don't know. We will find out. Laura will tell us. I hope he's okay. She's like, oh, he just went to pick up paperwork. He's fine. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's going on. USC women for the win. Who do we got for the March Madness? You guys following this shit? Anybody who's following this shit, please let me know. Also, if you watch The Crown, please let me know if you watch The Crown, and let me know if you're following March Madness. I love basketball. My dad was a star for the Gators. Dude, Florida's killing. Okay? No, not ex-Prince Andrew. Oh my gosh, Laura, did you date Prince Andrew? We'll call him Prince Andrew from now on. No, Roasted Beans. Laura's husband. Fun fact, when we started the channel, he was her common law husband / boyfriend, and now he's her husband. We've had a wedding, and we have a cold baby. Shit's getting big around here. Okay? Yes, March Madness. Oh, he had emergency surgery. Oh, they fixed him up. Good. Excellent. I'm glad they fixed him. I hope he's okay. You have the madness of March. You watch The Crown. Excellent. Colt baby, I assume is good. Jen told us the other night that she's good. Baby Charlotte, sweet baby Charlotte. Also, other things in the news. We're gonna have to do an episode on some Celeste Rivas stuff, because I agree with Ernie Birdley. Shot's getting weird. Okay, Shot is getting weird. Shit's getting weird with the Celeste Rivas case. They arrested this guy Neo, who's besties with David, and then we've heard nothing. It's just more rumors and bullshit. So I'm doing a deep dive. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with it now. But fuckery is afoot, I think, with that case. It's pissing me off. Also, Mia's dad holds the single game rebounding record. What? How many? What's the vig? He can dunk? Well, shit, get him out of the pool and get him onto the court. What are we doing? USC women scored over 100 points. I didn't see that one yet. I have not seen that yet. I'm just getting started. With my madness of March. So I need updates, okay? I'm going to try not to be distracted, but damn, shit's firing off. Shit's popping off. Here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to try to. Well, let's talk about it next time, okay? No, there's not, Laura. So, no. There is a Madeleine McCann article. Or there's one of the press updates in the files where they have like the daily briefings that they send out to the FBI analysts and the special agents. One of the daily briefings has a news article in it that is about Madeleine. So that's what's in the files. All the other shit is conspiracies. It's total conspiracies. He doesn't have any pictures of her. Also, okay, so we're going to have to do a whole episode of Celeste Rivas and the Neo thing, but I'm very curious what you guys think about that. And I'm going to put a thread in our Reddit page, our subreddit, which is just under Oblivious Benson. If you go there, there's going to be a new thread there. I've been trying to catch up with that before I head into Discord, because it's been like 6 months. Like when I go into Discord, I don't go back and read anything. So I need to go back and see what the hell you guys are up to. Find out what you guys are doing. What are you doing in this bedroom? Put that cigarette out. What are you doing? But tonight we're going to focus on a couple of things. We're going to talk a little bit about Afroman. I'd like to summarize what went down with him. Not what's going down, what went down with him. He won his defamation lawsuit. The First Amendment is alive now. Thank you, Afroman. All right. He defended it. He fixed it. Everything's fine. I know. Listen, Steven, earmuffs. I've never been in Discord my entire life. It's a fact. Steven knows what's going on. Okay. I send Hugin in and I pretend it's me. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, I have very little information on this. Okay. Very, very little information on this. But from what I can gather, from what I have seen and what I've looked up, and I've made a public records request, and I don't know if it's going to go through, but I will let you guys know I did make a public records request for Rex Heuermann information, specifically his what he's doing while he's in jail, what's going on, his records. I want to see the phone records, and I'd like to know if he's had any write-ups, things like that. So we'll see what happens with that. But the reason I did it is because he's been on crutches. He's been on crutches, and he had a small hearing that didn't really require him to be there, according to his lawyer, this past week. So they said that he could stay in the jail because he's sick. He's on crutches. He's not well. And they keep saying his health is deteriorating without going in on why. Like, what the fuck? Did someone beat the shit out of him and sweep his legs? If so, good. Get his ass. But he ended up not coming into court. He's been on crutches. But what's interesting is it seems that he has some health problems. I would like to confirm, does anybody know, is he a diabetic? I thought I heard he might have been a diabetic. I don't know. But he did order like cheeseburgers and sodas and all this shit when they were interviewing him, right? He doesn't seem to care that much about his appearance, obviously, but he was very flushed, had bad acne, and just seemed like he wasn't well. When they put him in, he seemed to let himself go as far as how he ate. Part of me wondered if he was trying to because I don't know where I heard that he was a diabetic, but I feel like I heard that. And I have it written in my notes, but I have no idea where I got that from. So I'd like to go back and confirm, but it's just strange that he was having so much soda and bad shit. If so, when he got in there, now he's on crutches. Does he have gout? Does he have gout by Gout West? I don't know. But his attorney gave a little statement on it. Maybe we'll watch that later. Also, the YouTuber JLR. There was an assault case against him, apparently. His ex said he beat the shit out of her and choked her on Christmas. His ex, just like him, is well known for making a lot of shit up. However, it doesn't seem like she's making this up. Apparently, there's a police report from that night in which an officer indicates that she definitely looked fucked up. Like he fucked her up. In which case, why is he not in prison? I know he was in federal prison for lying about Sandy Hook or being an uncle of Sandy Hook, lying about being a Jewish guy for Trump, lying about all this shit, clogging the system with court cases, harassing families for different cases. He's just horrible. He's a piece of shit, in my opinion. Horrible person. But now apparently, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, allegedly he beats women, which isn't entertaining at all. It's actually a huge bummer. What the fuck? Apparently, there is no arrest warrant out, though. She claims this happened in Washington. So we'll see what's going on with that. But a couple of the biggest things I'd like to talk about today that we're going to get into, just giving you the heads up. Here's the rundown. Robert Mueller died today, which is very sad. R.I.P. to Robert Mueller. He was a man who was a war hero, I believe, in Vietnam, if I remember correctly. A statesman, kind of a badass, perfect jawline. I adored him. I love the Mueller report. Read it to me when I go to sleep. He is the best. He investigated the Russia collusion with Trump first go around. Why? Not because he was out to get Trump. It was because he was hired. That was his job. They said, you want to be special counsel and find out. Apparently, he was very upset and very disappointed with the shit he found out. And he's very well known for being extremely, extremely good-willed and loyal and not a liar. And again, Vietnam hero. Very, very spotless, if not prestigious record in all of his jobs. But the most important job and one of the craziest, I think, that Robert Mueller was ever assigned was 1 week before 9/11. he was put in charge of the FBI. And 9/11 was the day, for those of you who don't know this, that the FBI's focus shifted to counterterrorism. Before that, it was a lot of other things, but it was never necessarily a counterterrorism squad. And he had to turn it into one very quickly. He did a fantastic job, and he established a lot of the tools that we use today to keep us safe, only to be called names, ridiculed, talked shit upon by our president constantly ever since he found collusion. So naturally, what does Trump do today? He tweeted that he was glad he was dead, which is disgusting considering he pussied out of Vietnam and lied about having bone spurs. Not a conscientious objector. He just straight up lied. Absolutely. And you know what's interesting is taking shoes off the airport actually did save our lives on several occasions, especially with the shoe bomber. So that ended up working out. He's pretty smart. He's very ahead of the game. And Trump is absolutely an embarrassment for what he said about Robert Mueller. We're going to talk about Mueller a little bit today. I'm also going to talk to you, if I have time, about AI data farms. A couple of things are going on in the US that are very similar to that. Things that have been going on. We're going to talk about uranium mining facilities. Okay. Corpus Christi running out of water, the water crisis, and how that relates to the issues that I'm going through on this list. So we've got AI farming. Okay. We've got water facility contracts. Okay. We've got uranium mining. Okay. And then we have 60 new ICE facilities slated to be built. And what do these four things have in common? They have something very big in common, which is local and state government contracts. And it's very, very important because we've seen a lot of very weird activity in these four specific areas in the United States in the last few months that are very interesting because they all seem to be the same conundrum happening over and over again. And it kind of affects everyone. And that conundrum is, our local and statewide leaders, and even federal in some cases, obviously with the ICE, selling us out with government contracts that are slated to get rich people richer, make industries that are focused on taking from us bigger, and telling those of us who are directly affected by it, either our health, our land being taken, our way of life, or even killing us. All of this being inflicted upon us so that those contracts can go through, and what you can do to stop it, and proof of how others have stopped it. The best way I can explain the common pattern that I see and that I think a lot of people see is the select board fucking up. Okay. So imagine each of those. Every town has a select board. In some, it's the city council. In the state, it's our representatives. Federally, it's like a federal select board. It's Congress, Senate, the president. The people who are in charge and power are selling us out, and we're suffering because of it. And communities and people are fighting back, and it's actually working. Now, I'm not going to tell you to do what that one badass Bay did and go burn down an ICE facility, a future one. And I don't think they've caught her. I don't know what's going on with that. But I will say, goddamn, that was a very strong and illegal response. But we're going to focus more on the legal responses that we can do as citizens and what others have done to stop these things and why they're bad, because they're bad. I have a bias here. They're bad. Sorry. And I'll tell you why. We'll get there. But mainly today, it's going to be Afroman. Okay. And we're going to talk about the data farms and stuff. We're taking a little break from Epstein for a few days. Okay? Because believe it or not, global elitists doing pedophilia, very heavy, not so much fun, hard to focus on. Hard to focus on when there's so much of it going on around us. Very crazy, very depressing. So we need to take little breaks, okay? Little breaks. But mainly I want to show you a lot of stuff today, mainly the Afroman stuff, because again, this is a situation where our rights were at stake and he fought for us. And that's great. And I love that. I really love that. First, let's let this wonderful gentleman finish what he's saying. Okay? And then we're going to check out some cool shit. Here we go.
Christmases ago, they give us $2,000. 2 Christmases ago, they give us $1,200. This Christmas, we got $500. After taxes, it was only $320. They couldn't let us work a Sunday overtime, and we've got more than that. And you know what they got us for Christmas? A gigantic umbrella. A motherfucker's got to stand out in the rain to use his Christmas present. If you ain't smart enough to get out of the fucking rain, you need to get wet. You know what I mean?
This man took a line drive off his head, and Lance Lynn not only stayed in the game, but he delivered one of the funniest post-game interviews you'll ever see. You can see he gets smoked by the comebacker, the coach and the trainer.
Pause it. Is that what you guys want for your birthday? Is that what you guys want? You want that? Okay. Okay, I'll do that. I can do that for you. How about you give me one moment? I'm going to do that for you. But I'm going to go ahead and do that for you, okay? After I do this to you. Okay. So that's one thing I'm going to do for you. All right. And I just added the MIDI mall. Let me move it up on the track list. Okay. Give me a moment to move it up.
I make nothing. Zero. Zilch. By the time I pay all my scientists, all my people in my research department, lab coats, it's a wash. Well, why you do it then, baby Billy? Well, because I'm selfless.
Well, because I'm selfless. Obviously.
I'm not quite sure why I'm here or what I'm doing, but there's a reason.
Ma'am, we're discussing the rezoning for the Portillos. Do you have any comments on that?
For what?
We're discussing the rezoning on 53rd for...
Well, I live on 63rd.
Again, we're here to hear comments about the rezoning.
Well, I don't like Facebook, and I don't like the internet because I can't find a job. The library blocked my password. Now tell me, does that make any sense to you?
Okay, so the library blocked her password. It does not make any sense to me. Okay, but Hoogan needs to go out, which is perfect timing. Because I've heard the Minnie Mall song 2,000 times, and I don't know if I can take it anymore. Why? Because I showed it to family last week. And now they're obsessed with it. So what do you do? What do you do when your friends and family get into the same thing that your cult is into? Now I'm being overindulged, but you know what? You're not. And it's your birthday. So let me indulge you. Let me overindulge you in the magic of the Minnie Mall.
Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes, Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, come shop with us. I said flea market. Montgomery, it's just like a mini mall. Hey, hey, you heard me. Come shop. Living rooms, bedrooms, diners. We got it. You need it. You'll find it. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, hey, you heard me. Come shop. I said flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, hey, living rooms, bedrooms, diners. Oh yeah, you can find them at the market. We talking about flea market. Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Hey, hey, don't stop. Let's make it a dance. Come on now, to the left, to the right. Let's do this dance. Hey, to the left, to the right. Let's make this a dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It keeps you jumping. It's just like a mini mall. Check it out now, everybody. Like this now. Hey, hey, flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Don't stop. Let's dance. Flea market, Montgomery. It's just like a mini mall. Let's bring it on down now. Oh yeah, I know you're gonna like this. Come on now. It's just like, you know what I'm saying. It's just like, you know what I mean. It's just like, you know it. So why don't you just come on and say it? It's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, you said it. It's just like a mini mall. Oh yeah, you like this. Come on now, flea market.
The Americans are fucking at me again. It's online bullying at this point. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Ireland because we don't have anything to be thankful for, only things to be fucking bitter about. I thought for my American viewers, I'll make a Thanksgiving dinner just for fun. Well, they're fucking bullying me over it.
That looks like dog shit, Garen, you douchebag.
That's the wrong mac and cheese, Garen. You gotta make homemade mac and cheese. Fuck off. I'm sick of listening to you.
Middle school, aluminum foil, Walgreens, my son Tanner.
Actually, most of you are lovely and enjoyed the video. There was only about 655 cunts. I counted them. So now I'm going to do a little review of your dinners. You sent me some pictures. But this one looked mostly normal until I seen this. What the fuck is that? Sweet potatoes with fucking marshmallows on it. Only the Americans could involve marshmallows in dinner. I thought dinner was one of the only places safe from marshmallows. I absolutely hate marshmallows. I hate them. Can I get some marshmallow hit in the comments, please? At first glance, this one actually looked pretty good, but then I seen the fucking mac and cheese. This should be potatoes. Never replace potatoes. You have no right. I have to be honest. This sort of looks like a pile of confiscated urethras. That person actually said that they made their sweet potatoes healthy by not adding any marshmallows. This one actually looks pretty good, and I'm going to give them extra points because they have an adorable pumpkin-shaped bread, which I think is absolutely...
Oh my God, he loves the potato. You guys know how much I fucking love the, what is it? The Irish karaoke. I was thinking about Mary's birthday. I was thinking about all your birthdays, and I was thinking about the potato famine and how you're all white and violent. For those of you who don't know this dude, he is fucking hilarious, obviously. The Americans are bullying me is the title of this video. He loves potatoes and shitting on shitty food and raising up good food and other things. He's a culturist, okay? And I just thought maybe you guys would find him amusing. Have I thrown in 2 more funny videos? Yes. Is one a tiny little baby doing karate? Yes, it is. Is this man white and violent? Only if you betray him by not giving him potatoes.
Absolutely, darling. This one looks fairly okay as well. The turkey is very sideways looking or something, very diagonal. I feel like that turkey may have died in distress. I thought the marshmallow potatoes were a one-off, but they seem to be fucking everywhere. Well, you know me, I just put strawberries in my salad. I'm quite European like that. It'll come as no surprise to you that this has infuriated me. Is that a fucking pineapple? What is he doing here? When did we start giving fruit a season past?
Now, for those of you who don't watch Josh and Mama, I cannot recommend enough Josh and Mama's channel. Who are they? They are a mother-son duo from the South. Imagine if Lucille and Buster had a healthy relationship and were fun. Okay. Mama has the worst food. Mama is beautiful. She looks like she's in her 20s. She's not. She's in like her 50s. She loves New Kids on the Block and cried when she got New Kids tickets. I'm obsessed with them. They came to Austin and tried a Waymo and loved it. That's the only thing I have against them, to be honest. Yeah, they're from upstate South Carolina. There you go, from the South. They have the best accents. And her food is grotesque. She makes the worst food you can imagine. I thought she was a Depression era cooking channel, so I subbed. Turns out she just cooks bad. She doesn't know how to cook. She does not season anything. And the response from the world is incredible. But also I can't stop watching her food get made. She does make like Sprite pie and weird shit like, today we're going to try water pie. Josh, Mama, I fucking love them. They're like Tiny Chef. I could watch them all day. And I do sometimes when I'm sad. Shops at today we're going to try these Dollar General store-bought steaks. She does use recipes now. She's trying her best. She does use canned ham also at Thanksgiving. I'm glad you subbed. You're going to love them. She also, she has done some horrific things, though, that cannot be forgiven. Okay. I don't know how you spell Garen. Is that how you spell it? I thought it was Guerin, but I'm definitely wrong. Oh no. March Madness went to March Sadness for me. That was a bad choice. High Point was a bad choice. We have 1:30 left. It'll work out. So she does improvise a lot. She also, she'll take gray meat and just cook it. Like, she doesn't care. She will cook gray meat and she will pretend it's good. Yes, I love her pigs. She also has that rooster that like tries to kill the other chickens. I think he like rapes chickens. It's an evil rooster. He chases them. I love him. What's up, Hugin? Hugin says hello, everyone. But I highly recommend her too. Anyway, back to Garen.
To every meal. Fruit should only be eaten in one context, begrudgingly when it's about to go off. Anyway, good work, guys. I'm thankful for you, and follow me. I'm delicious.
Okay, so this is me doing karate, but this is also this little baby boy doing karate specific. Well, actually Taekwondo, I believe, but I think it's karate. Anyway, I think it's my hormones, but I laughed at this the other day. And yes, the pineapple is brown.
No. What?
I mean,
do I have to get a salad? Can I get some?
Come on, dude. What a cute little kid. What an adorable little baby. I love him so much. That's exactly how I kick, and that's exactly how I look at a gi. Anyway, speaking of ghee, which could be a salad topping, I don't know. This is a new prank. You guys know I like to show you pranks that people play on their partners, and I encourage you to prank your partners as well. In this instance, we have a new prank where you prank your boyfriend or husband by pretending they monitor what you eat at restaurants. How do they do it? How does the prank go? When you're ordering, you do a colloquialism. I'm just kidding. When you're ordering, you ask your husband while the waiter's there or your partner, you say, do I have to get a salad or can I get this time? And the implication being that he restricts you from getting anything but a salad. And then just watch his response. Because a lot of dudes have very funny responses to this, especially when they don't monitor what you eat. Is it a fucked up prank? I don't know, but it makes me laugh. So here's a bunch of bitches doing this to their husbands and their partners. And I'd like to do this to Dylan. I do think it's a good prank. When I did a very horrible version of this, but when I got my ass kicked several years ago, when I got jumped, I had to replace my ID because they stole it. And they don't let you wear an eye patch when you're at the DMV. So I had to take it off. So I had a huge black eye. And that was my ID picture. And when I would go into clubs or bars or anywhere, even just to do comedy, to perform, I'd have to show my ID. And they'd always look at me and look at it and be like, what the fuck? Because my eye was massive. It was disgusting. And it was a black eye. It was not good to look at. And so all the door people, when they check your ID, or the servers, whatever, they look at you. And anytime I was with my male roommates, I would just kind of be like, that one, he's got a bad temper. And I would just say shit like that. And they would get soap and they'd be like, fucking stop telling people that. And I thought it was hilarious. It was not. Okay. But it was. So I think it's a better version of that. It's pranking people into thinking that your man is a controlling prick. And I think it's very funny.
Do I have to get a salad? Can I get something else?
I promise I do not control what she eats. That's the way that sounds.
Yes. Can I get fries instead of salad this time? Okay, I'm going to get the fries too.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I forgot. According to Miss Shorty, it's all made up. So just remember that I'm making that up for entertainment purposes. Good point, Tombscones.
Can I do the fries instead of the salad this time?
What are you asking me for? You can get whatever you want.
Are you sure?
I'm not your mom.
I'm gonna do the broccoli and then can I get the fries instead of the salad this time?
You asking me for? You get whatever you want.
Can I have fries?
Yes, no, you don't need my permission to get fries.
Can I get the street tacos?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh, just making sure.
You don't have to ask. Sorry. Get her a root beer. What?
Dan, am I allowed to get seconds after this?
What?
I know you don't like when I eat a lot.
You can eat whatever you want.
I have the right to remain silent, but I don't have the ability.
Okay, so there's that. So I think you guys should do that. Now you're probably going, what the hell? What the hell is Kennedy doing? What is this Republican piece of shit doing on my screen? Well, I'll be honest with you, he's pretty fucking funny. He has some good sayings. I haven't always agreed with him in the past, but he did take representatives to task. He did take, what was it, Pam Bondi, the Secretary of War, Cash Patel. He's been a little, he's slowly starting to realize his party is fucked. Okay? His party's kind of fucked. But he's got some really good one-liners, you guys. And he is from Louisiana, so you know he's going to have good ones. All right? And I just thought you guys might like some of these. So Senator John Kennedy, all right? These are his one-liners. And when I tell you this is better than Bushisms, do you remember Bushisms? What was one of them? I don't even remember. He had a whole bunch of them. They were just made up words and he'd say things wrong. He'd be like, if you go into the water where it's deep, you might burn. And it's like, what? What on earth? Dude, March Sadness, dude. What happened? What team did you go for? What team, Lori? What team broke you? Mine was High Point. They really fucked me up. Okay? No, this is not the dead John Kennedy, although he does look like it. All right? I need to know who broke you, Lori. What team? Who did it? All right, check this out.
I have the right to remain silent, but I don't have the ability.
Goat's milk latte drinking, avocado toast eating.
But my mother did not raise a fool, and if she did, it was one of my brothers. Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid. As I've said about her before, I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. This country was founded by geniuses, but it's being run by a bunch of idiots.
Can we go back and talk about how good of a fucking burn that is? How good is that burn? Holy shit. I like to say shit like, you're the reason they put chicken fingers on Mexican restaurant food menus. This man has taken it to a new level. You are the reason they put instructions on shampoo bottles. Holy fuck. Holy fuck, Mr. Kennedy. Let's get you into roast battle ASAP. ASAP.
About her before, I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. This country was founded by geniuses, but it's being run by a bunch of idiots. When you have hypothermia, you don't strip naked and run in the snow. Right. I don't know why we have to give money to countries that hate us. They should be able to hate us for free. I'm not saying you're the dumbest person in the world, but you better hope the dumbest person in the world doesn't die. God created the world, but everything else.
Okay. Do you remember the lady I showed you? What's her name? Miss Howard or something? I can't even remember her name right now. Blonde lady. God damn if they wouldn't be a perfect couple. I'm not saying you're the dumbest person in the world, but you better hope the dumbest doesn't die. Holy shit. The implication being that if they do, it will become you. That's very the crown of you, sir. I want us to all just take some of these in because this is good shit, Maynard.
I hope the dumbest person in the world doesn't die. God created the world, but everything else is made in China. Republicans aren't perfect, but they think the other side's crazy. It's like the game room in a mental hospital. Those people need to pop a Zoloft.
Those people need to pop a Zoloft. What the fuck? What on earth? Oh, I've reached the end. Okay, stop sharing. I actually do have more videos, but I had to add on Mini Mall. So my playlist has gone away. Give me a moment. Uh-oh. I have the right to remain silent, but I don't have the ability. Is really good. It's very, very good. Okay? I like that. Now, this one is for the Canadians, okay? This one's for all you... Oh, God. It's so loud. This is for all of you Canadians out there. I don't know if this is actually going to copyright strike me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? Also, he did. It was fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. Some shit like that. It was so bad. And then he choked on a pretzel. He dodged the shoe. We got that great who throws a shoe moment. So I want to know where the fuck ICE is. Okay. Because if ICE is supposed to be deporting quote unquote illegals, which is a horrible thing to say, especially when they're fucking seeking asylum or refuge, or they're going to their appointments and doing everything right, or they're just not illegally here, just normal Americans who are here, born here. It doesn't matter. They will deport you. They will put you in prison and they'll kill you. They're pieces of shit. Okay. Fuck ICE. If I haven't been clear about that, fuck ICE. But also, if they're going to be around, like, coming after us, the biggest offender of crossing the border illegally is this cat. No, I'm not saying lock him up. I'm just saying deport this kitty. How dare it?
This is Zero Avenue in South Surrey, and these picturesque homes sit smack on the border. This side is Canada, across the street, the United States. No fences or concrete blocks, just a little ditch and signs.
What? You're telling me that any of these violent maniacs like that little girl could cross the border and murder me at any moment? Oh, shit. What are we going to do? How do we stop it? Why am I talking like Tucker Carlson?
Warning, don't even think about crossing.
Oh, it's very secure, yeah.
And people follow the rules except for one resident. Him. Unfazed.
What the fuck? That cat is a bad hombre. Oh, fuck. Oh, I forgot about that. We've got some bad hombres. Some hombres. The way he talks about it. Make Canada America again. Macaw! Is that what you're saying? Can we make America Canada again? Because I'm tired of being America. Intern wants you to know, Stevie, this cat? Yes, this cat. Yeah, no fence or wall. Hey, build that wall because this cat is out of fucking control. This cat, I am actually concerned about him going in the road too, but it's Canada, and I'm pretty sure cars just float over the animals.
By jurisdictional authority, he is the Canadian border-jumping kitty cat.
Illegal.
What? I think it's because he's got 4 legs, not 2.
Decidedly confident, ignoring the watchful gaze of border agents and that machine in the sky that's as useful as the dog as far as he's concerned.
Wait a minute. These border agents are just watching this shit go down. They're not tackling this cat. Arrest this cat right now, actually. You know what? Arrest this cat. It does not care about the rule of law.
Several times a day, almost every day, he shows little interest in international.
You want to help this violent criminal? This violent criminal coming across our border to murder our kids? This one? Oh my God. You feckless, reckless little bastards. Really? You're just going to let this shit happen? That's right, Melissa. You have a cat fence. You have a moat too, right? He's a big boy. He's a big, beautiful boy. Robust kitty. Robust. A red dot appears on the cat's head. Good. Melissa's on it. Turd has it. We're fine. He's a mouse murderer. He's murdering the meese. As long as he murders meese and not moose. You want to be that criminal? God, you're like a cohort. You're an unindicted co-conspirator. He's coming to take our women and our children. He's crawling in our windows. He's snatching our nip up.
National law and carries on his very important work of mousing.
He's a cool little cat, keeps coming back and forth and says hello to everybody.
His name?
Louis.
Officially Louis Vuitton, like the designer, and his styling cross-border feline.
I'm sorry. What was his name? Louis Record? What was that? Did you say Louis Record? What'd you say?
Of mousing.
He's a cool little cat, keeps coming back and forth and says hello to everybody.
His name?
Louis.
Officially Louis Vuitton, like.
Oh, you can't. That's a bad word. You can't say that. You're not supposed to say that anymore. Stop saying that word. It's special.
The designer, and his styling cross-border feline feats are now so famous.
I love it.
He's become a local legend and a social media star.
It's a bit.
Okay, but what if that cat was Mexican?
Mind-blowing. He kind of flaunts his recklessness for the law.
Now, Mr. Vuitton is particularly good at catching all sorts, and he has been known to...
This is a cartel cat, and you can't tell me otherwise. He is a drug mule, okay? He is a hooligan. He is a mule. He's crossing the border in Louis LV. I don't know Roman numerals. I don't know Roman numerals there. It's out, okay? Okay? It's finally fucking out. I'm not really crying, but in all seriousness, I'm sorry if this has disappointed anybody. Have at it, bullies. Have at it, online haters. Have at it, Miss Shitty. Okay? I'm about to get flogged by Nazis because I don't know Roman numerals. All right? I also don't know what the fuck ICE's problem is. ICE, we've got a violent criminal. Yeah, he's white and violent, but he's also gray. And he's a cat. So what are we going to do about this? We're just going to let it happen? Okay, cool.
Smuggle the goods across the border and leave them on the doorstep.
I bet he did not declare them.
We're not sure whether U.S. agents have caught up.
If he goes over the ditch and has babies, are they dreamers? Are they dreamer kittens? Are they?
Up with him for questioning. We do know he had no interest in a TV interview.
Doesn't go through customs. He's got a passport.
If he did, it would show the cat who turned 6 on July 1st, Canada Day, will hop back over the line when he's good and ready. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Surrey.
Right now, new details in the Gilgo Beach murders case. Prosecutors have just filed new court papers. They detail
Okay, now this is actually from 2 weeks ago. It was not supposed to come on after the cat case. That cat does not have birthright citizenship. They actually got rid of it He's got a passport. All right. He will smuggle for you. Okay. Pin it on the cat. That's what they say. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to star that. That is the shirt. Thank you, Lori. You will get none of the profit because this is a cult. So Hugin's keeping it all. So he can pay for his passport so he can join ICE and go get that cat. Okay? That's a great question, Melissa. We should ask him. Let's ask him. Yes, he's crossing the border to impregnate our women. It's very upsetting. Now, not Rex, but the cat. Now, this happened 2 weeks ago, in addition to Rex being on crutches.
Internet.
I thought this is kind of interesting. Okay. It's new information. Also, allegedly, I've seen 60 and I've seen 90. Let's see if they mention it in this. But it seems that potentially 60 or 90, I can't remember the exact number, sex workers have been with Rex, allegedly, according to some reports. And I'm very interested in that. Because remember, they talked to a lot of them. They seem pretty confident in this case. There are some issues going on again regarding arguments to be made with the DNA, the hair specifically. But we'll see what happens. Again, this is 2 weeks ago, but I would like to show it to you since the trial is nearing. Now, I will say I read a great quote from the judge. The judge said this trial, and he said this in court. He said, this trial is happening in September, come hell or high water. So it seems like nothing's going to push this shit back. Thank God. Fucking bug. It's fruit fly season again. Anyway, this is what they had to say.
In the Gilgo Beach murders case, prosecutors have just filed new court papers. They detail graphic internet searches allegedly made by Rex Heuermann. News 12's Cecilia Dowd has the details.
There's a new court filing in the case against accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann. In the documents, a Suffolk detective says there's clear evidence that Heuermann was a sexual sadist. The document cites significant searches for pornography related to bindings, torture, rape, and snuff videos. Those depict murders. And searches for pictures of family members of Gilgo victims, quote, mourning the deceased. Heuermann is charged in connection with the killings of 7 women. He pleaded not guilty.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Okay? Because I think this is very important. Do you remember the John Douglas book that everybody freaked out over him having and said, who would own that book? In my argument, it wasn't pro him, but I do think that a lot of people would have that book because, especially if you're into true crime. And also because it was a popular book. And if you ever studied, I don't know, criminal justice, behavioral psychology, just the history of crime. If you're someone who's just interested in it, it's a pretty normal book to have. If you were into Mindhunter, you would absolutely indulge in some John Douglas. I have that book too. You have that book. A lot of people have that book. And people said, oh my God, only police have that book. Not true. Absolutely not true. That was one of the big insane things that people made into something it necessarily wasn't. What was interesting, though, was him citing the book in some of his planning documents. That is where the book becomes applicable. Because until then, it could have been his wives, it could have been his daughters, could have been his sons. We don't know. But once we got to that part in the planning documents, it's like, oh, okay, so he is reading this to prep. That's terrifying. But keep in mind, what did Brian Koberger's professors have to say about this situation in regards to Brian? When they were asked, quite a few of them were asked this, do you ever worry, even Kathleen Ramsland, do you ever worry that some of the techniques or some of the methodology or some of the information on crime scenes that you taught him, do you ever worry that he used that in his crimes? Do you think that's something dangerous? Now, that's at the point where I would pull it. I would use the argument against them that a lot of people like to use for guns. You know, the gun doesn't kill people, the people kill people, right? Isn't that the big thing they like to say? The book didn't kill him, he did. But he used the book to learn. Brian killed him, but he learned he used his teachings, what he learned, to kill those people. Does that mean no one's allowed to learn anymore? How would we train cops? How would we know? And it's kind of interesting because a lot of these killers who kill multiple people, they desperately want an air of authority. I mean, that's the biggest. Let me do a rant here. We're going to do a rant. One of the biggest patterns that I've noticed over the years in all the violent offenders that I've looked at, all the cases I've looked at, and I'm sure you guys, all of you, watch a ton of true crime. So you could probably attest to this, right? That there is a common pattern. And that pattern seems to be, especially in sadists, especially in people who do the goriest shit, the most fucked up shit. There is a tendency to want an air of authority, to want to be something higher than what you are, but in a positive way, which is strange. For example, Edmund Kemper, he wanted to be a cop, but he couldn't be a cop because he's a big son of a bitch who did a lot of bad things. He killed his grandparents when he was a kid. He can't be a cop. He was smart, sure. Well-read, yes. But he was also a psychopathic son of a bitch who cut his own mom's head off and then sexually assaulted it. Like, he's like a bad guy. He's a real piece of shit. But he would hang out at cop bars, hang out with cops. Ted Bundy. He helped draft legislation that would get to the bottom of how we solve this rape crisis that he himself was creating. And he worked at a suicide hotline. So not only was he super interested in governing people, but also in saving their lives. But also, that takes us to the sick bitches who kill babies in hospitals, who take patients and get them on the brink of death and then bring them back just so they can be the ones to rescue them, to firefighters who commit arson so that they can save people from the fires or let them burn and try to save them. Exactly, Cornholio. It's a power thing. Gacy, that's another one. Gacy ran for, was it mayor? What was it? He was really into political office and shit. He wanted to hang out with cops and be around people who were in power. And then you have Rex. He was the building code guy. You have Brian. He was the security guard who wanted to be a cop. These are people who, and you know what's interesting? Snipers are the ones whose behavioral profile indicates that they're trying to play God. Because unlike the other people we listed, what do snipers do? They're not seen. The interesting thing that separates them, because yes, I agree, it is almost like a playing God thing. There is that theme, right? But the real people who really want to play God are snipers because they don't want to be seen. They kind of stay in the background. They do stay in the back. They hide. But what do all these others have in common? They're gregarious. They're loud. They're out there. They're doing it in public. They're doing it out in the open. They're operating normal lives. Anesthesiologists are a big one. Whew. That's so much power in your hands. And then, you know, that was a whole issue with these doctors who are administering propofol to celebrities and killing them. Also, a victim's advocate. Holy shit. Exactly, Melissa. People who pretend to be a victim's advocate so they can take advantage of women sexually is a big thing. It's a big thing. The only true hero is the anti-hero. I like that. But you've got these people who all have this similarity, right? A position of power is desired. Authority is desired. They want to hover. They want to be in control. They want to know more than others. They want to affect decisions related to their own actions. But as if they're trying to solve a crime they themselves did. And then you have people like BTK who get annoyed with the police to the point where they'll send hints, but they also won't let others take credit. Zodiac. Oh my God. I think I heard about that one. There's also that serial killer in Hawaii who's crazy, the South African guy. And then there was the guy who killed the woman and left her in the road when she was actually like a teenager, I believe. She was on a bike. There's a few in Hawaii that are really weird like that. And the people who did it had really good jobs. Anyway, there is a lot that I could say on the subject, but this specific part right here. Significant searches for pornography related to bindings, torture, rape, snuff films, crying, bruised and impaled women or girls, as well as recent searches for images of family members of the Go-Go 4 mourning the deceased. Why is that important? These themes of, for example, bind, torture, kill, that's a whole BTK issue, isn't it? But we also see the snuff video thing. What is a snuff video? It's a person typically incapacitated, tied down, who is murdered. And the purpose being the people watching get to see torture. It's torture porn. It's like what Salayam sent Epstein. Why would someone want to watch that? Because there's 6 sons of bitches, okay? But here's the thing. There's an element of power in those. There's somebody controlling it. There's somebody who did this to someone else. And to me, it kind of reminds me of these politicians and these people who are really into cuckolding. It's like you want to watch someone else do the crime. Well, you fantasize about it. And a lot of these 6 sons of bitches have that shit in common. It in no way surprises me that Rex Heuermann is looking up snuff videos. But the reason I want to point this out is because I want to take this opportunity and use this moment to take these very real court documents and show you how we can deduce and debunk. We can deduce the truth and debunk the bullshit with a conspiracy that has been going around thanks to these idiots like that Nathan fucking guy. Bunch of fucking idiots that are doing conspiracies on this specific case, which is an affront to it. One thing that we can debunk because of this statement, in my opinion. Remember how people said that Jimmy Burke was a friend of Rex's or tied to Rex somehow, and they believe there was a big police cover-up because of Burke's bag of tapes. They claim that there was a snuff film in there. And the person who ended up getting the shit beat out of him by the cops, but ended up winning in court and getting Jimmy Burke put away forever. Jimmy Burke being not forever, for a long time. He got himself put in again and then got out, but got him kicked off the force forever. That's what I should have said. Kicked off the force forever. Is a fella who was able to prove in court that Jimmy and a bunch of cops beat the shit out of him. And his story used to be that there was just a tape in there. He didn't know what it was. And then there have been interviews and statements made by him and his girlfriend that it was torture, and then it was kids, and then it ended up being a snuff film. So that's kind of changed over time. And while I have empathy for that guy and sympathy, and I just hope he's okay now, and good on him for bringing down that son of a bitch, when the story changes so much, it makes it difficult to know what's what. Okay? But that didn't stop conspiracy theorists from running with it and going with this theory that there are snuff videos that they dabble in, and that maybe Rex is who they were getting them from. There have been conspiracies from various entities about how these guys have a snuff film creating ring. They go to these parties. They all end up going in on either torturing or murdering a girl, or they all know about it, or, they're passing around stuff. That was an old one, but I think this can kind of prove, in my opinion, by deduction and reason, by using context clues, that Rex himself was not producing snuff material. Because if he was, why on earth, at least it wasn't for distribution. Let me make that very clear. I don't think he was distributing. That's another big conspiracy. He must have been doing this so that he could put it on the dark web, was another one I saw. In case you run into any of those theories, when someone is stupid enough to Google this shit, which is crazy, but when they're searching for it online, it's because, more than likely, they don't have it. They don't produce it. Or if they do produce it, they've grown tired of it and want more. He could easily get it from his buddy James Burke if they really did do that. If he really did have this big ring of people who are out there producing all this snuff content, then why on earth would he be searching for it on the internet? Just seems kind of weird that none of that content is mentioned in any of these files, if he did. Now, do I think he could have maybe videotaped or filmed some of it for himself, or with the plans to one day send to a family member to creep them out? Absolutely. And I think it's in his personality profile. But do I think he was working with others in a ring to do this? Do I think he was in a sex trafficking and snuff film ring? No. Not at all. Especially because of this. Because of the content of his searches. Why would you look for it if you have it, and if you produce it, and if you distribute it? And why would there be no other trace of it in these documents? Why would it not be specifically on a search warrant, at least, or included in the evidence? But it's interesting. My old bad guy didn't have any physical stash of CSAM, at least not that the SS could find. I deduced that my old bad guy was doing it live for bids on what he did to the victim. How can we know unless it turns out there could be? That's the thing, though. How can we know that it's like, you can't just hear, you can, but in my opinion, it's kind of crazy to come up with something and then say, prove they didn't. Let me give you an example. Praxis. You're a Nazi. Okay, today you're a Nazi. All right? And you collect Nazi memorabilia. That's just a fact. What if I told you that? What would your typical response be? Fucking prove it, right? Now, what if my response was, prove you're not? You say, well, I don't have any Nazi memorabilia, first of all. And I go, oh, prove it. Where'd you hide it? How do we know you're not hiding it? Or better yet, prove you're not this, that, or the other. Prove you're not a lizard person. Well, because I have normal people skin. Okay, well, yeah, it looks like that. But how do I know you can't unzip your body? Because there's no zipper. Okay, well, maybe you hid it. Like, we could go on a loop for hours over this. But there has to be evidence of a crime for it to go to court, right? And I think that if we're going to hold people over the coals for not doing enough, or, what about justice for this person, but there's no evidence, or what about justice for this thing they could have done? I mean, they're investigating it, right? But then, what do we have here? We have court documents that list out a lot of the things he did. And that is true, hard to prove a negative. So, as far as this goes, we're focusing on stuff that we've had with this case. I say we, but here's what we have. We have FBI, Secret Service, local police, I believe the sex assault unit of the SDNY, Suffolk, like the task force. We've got all this evidence, all these documents. We've got the cybersecurity people working on the cell phones. We've got all this shit, right? All this evidence, and they're taking the best evidence and saying this is probable cause. And now they're taking all the evidence and they're sorting out what can come into court. So we're seeing a lot of this bulk stuff. And it's like if we had something as deep as a 2001 deleted document that had been updated and then they tried to destroy it, right? If we have that going that far back through the Wallan data, and we have all the data from his phones from like the late 90s, which is crazy. Like if we're capable of that, then I would think that if he was distributing snuff films on the internet, they would be able to see that for sure, in my opinion. Which is why I say, I think, in my opinion, we can deduce that this is what's going on, is what we have evidence for. And what we have evidence for is that he searched for that stuff. Why would you search for something? Because you don't have it. You want to see it. Maybe he had some and he was sick of it. And he can't show it to anybody because he'll get caught. But I also think it's interesting that it says searching for the family members, because remember he was torturing the sisters. He was calling the sisters. Yeah, he's a consumer, not a producer, which is probably how he was able to go on so long for it. Now, Stephen Stearns, I struggled with that one because he could have been. I think had he not put everything on Google Drive, then I probably would have believed more of a distributor with him. But he was close. His profile was so close to being that type of dude. 100%, especially with the buying and trading of toys and Tamagotchi and stuff. Okay, let me go back up because I want to see what Praxis said. Apparently that's something to do. They didn't know he was going on trial for it. FBI told me I didn't have the photos, so they would investigate him making them. I only found a camera. Oh. Wait, didn't you write to me and you told me about this guy, right? He was. But wait, what do you mean allowed? Because he just got put in jail and then there's no more social media. He's in jail. But he had it before. And he had Tinder. So also, here's the thing though. If you have the content, right? Then you don't need to prove there's cameras. You have the content. Obviously, someone filmed you, right? Which is horrifying. I wonder, so, oh, he's on social media. So did he have, your case is very different, to be honest. That's more of like a voyeur thing, but also kids. Very, very, and also like in real life, someone doing that to you. I don't have the content, no. So how do you know? Well, we'll talk about this later. Send me an email if you need help with this, because I feel like, didn't we talk about this though in email? I feel like voyeurism with children, specifically, that's like crossing a whole line. That could be federal. Trial for our 11-year-old tenant's daughter selling media online. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yours is very unique. Yeah, yours is very unique. I think we did. Yes, we did talk about this. Yours is totally different. Yours is actually more, in my opinion, of like a gang stalking thing too. But I hope that makes sense, even though it's like the one guy using, I don't know what else you would call it. Not really. He's not using different people, but he's using like different mediums and I don't want to say identities, but yours is very complicated. We should revisit this though, and we should talk about this. Yep. It was his son and a cop. There you go. That's what it was. So his was more, and that's another thing is like that's also abusing the system and who you know. That guy was very Epstein-y. If that makes sense. That guy was very Epstein. Like and the thing is, it wasn't for blackmail. It was just because he was a fucking sick dickhead. That was corruption. They really, that pissed me off. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's talk after this episode, though. I'm going to shoot you back an email about that because I feel like there was some stuff we were talking about with that. And there were other people, right? That we had some info on that maybe put up with some bullshit. I can't recall. Yes, he is on trial for it soon. And they let him online. Even his handle was Evil Overlord. That's the guy. Yep. Yeah. And that's also a unique case because that guy was very online and that was his job, right? And then they can not perverting and voyeuring, but as far as what he does for a living being online and shit or needing the internet, it sucks that they'll take that into any consideration, but they do the whole innocent till proven guilty bullshit, which is for those pervs. I feel like when you have that information right away, there should at least be a suspension of the ability to get online. It's really fucked up. He was a scammer. I also feel like a lot of these serial killers have a con man or scammer sensibility to them. But your case is very unique. And it kind of involves a sense of you really need someone who knows chronically online, almost like when the FKR people fight, how they are on Twitter, like that all the time. Yeah, your case has to do more with corruption than these cases, because with Rex's case and with some of the ones we're talking about, like it's more of a cat and mouse game, isn't it? And the police are just scraping together everything they possibly can. With yours, it's very Massachusetts. It's very, very Commonwealth of them. But yeah, these people are master manipulators. I agree, Angela. Also, oh yeah, this was another thing I want to point out. Searching for images of family members mourning the deceased is very fucked up. This is someone who gets off on the aftermath of what they've done to people. It's not just the act itself, but it's seeing the pain that act inflicts. They like to see that spread, and it's very Hitler. It's very Hitler of them. Like, he doesn't just want to kill people. He wants to watch that shit go down. It's disgusting. And it takes a certain sadistic son of a bitch to do stuff like that. Yes, it's murderous edging even, dare I say. It's murderous edging. We should put them all in contact. That's actually very smart. We should do that. Like, here, you fight them.
Snuff videos, those depict murders, and searches for pictures of family members of Gilgo victims, quote, mourning the deceased. Huerman is charged in connection with the killings of 7 women. He pleaded not guilty. The defendant's burner phone, quote, has had significant contacts with at least 60 prostitutes, and the filing details hundreds of times the defendant.
There it is, 60 prostitutes. First of all, that's a lot. But look at that. Look at that. 56 prostitution-related telephone numbers. One of the things that they're going to end up putting in discovery, and I hope they don't redact it, would be those numbers. And think about it like this. This is a little side thought. When they go through those numbers, they have to go plug them in. And one of the things that they can use, especially because a lot of them are burner phones, and we're presuming alive. But a lot of these are burner phones that were used 10 to 20 years ago, some even longer. So one of the biggest tools that is used for this type of shit, for going back and checking on these numbers, seeing who they belong to back then, trying to recover who that person is, and then checking on them to make sure they're still alive, is OSINT. A lot of OSINT analyst jobs are stuff like that. Like a lot of them. Whether it's for a securities company like Stratford & Co. hires a shitload of OSINT analysts. There's a lot of government contracts and a lot of private contracts and a lot of paralegal type of jobs that require OSINT analysts. And it literally says that in the job posting. We are looking for open source intelligence analysts. One of the ways I got into it was freelancing with various private individuals and a couple of companies, production companies, to apply OSINT analysis to their company and show how that we can use this for operational security. And one of the interesting things about this is we have actually gone over some of these techniques. Old phone book was a big one. I've called in a few tips for LISC over the years, but one of the ones that I actually got feedback on from that, like they contacted me again, was a phone number that was in a document that they were not able to find out who it belonged to. And it was on oldphonebook.com. I just let them know. And this is a name. Looks like it goes here. But it's exceptionally useful for cold cases. In this instance, with Craigslist, the casual encounters, I think is what it was called, was one of them. Adult massage, gigs was one of them for these specific, and then dating, and then men for women. A bunch of the links have been disabled, or they no longer work anymore, or they just took the section down on Craigslist to crack down on sex work. Backpages was shut down by the FBI. A lot of the boards that were used back then, I think one was called like Sex Network, Long Island Escorts. A lot of these are shut down now. So how would you see a posting with this phone number in it if you were looking for this person? To also see, hey, where did they post advertising on? Were they even online doing it? You can use the Wayback Machine for that. And it's incredible. Yeah, he did. He is definitely someone who not only used dating apps, but he also used various forums, Backpages, Craigslist, a few others, to solicit, but he also drove around soliciting. I can't remember the name of the street. Is it Roosevelt? It's in Manhattan. It's one of the streets. I think it goes down to Jamaica. And it's an area where Robert Schulman used to drive up and down and pick up toots. And so did Joel Rifkin and Arthur Shawcross. And there was another one. But anyway, that whole area, I want to say it's Roosevelt. But yeah, he used all kinds of methods to attain contact with these women. Not all of them ended up dead. Some of them spoke to him frequently and had no idea. The task force discovered yet another modern day burner phone attributable to the defendant, Target Phone 7. So they now have 7 phones that he contacted at least 56 prostitution related telephone numbers with over 300 times. That is wild. And this is over the years. But Target phone 7 was activated December 10th, 2021. Yikes. The account was suspended February 13th, 2023. This part, why I paused it here. How many women is he on trial for right now? 7, right? Target phone 7. Are they lining the phones he had up at that time with the victim? Possibly, but 7 was 2021. Are there more phones out there? Are there more victims out there? Because even though it doesn't line up with the date, the fact that there's 7 phones retained that have this much contact on them makes me wonder, did he ditch a phone for every girl or woman, if you will, that he murdered? Are there more phones out there that we don't know about? Are they pinging to that area? Are they using like geographical isolation to try to figure out unusual activity from that time? Also, yeah, geocache, Jesus Christ. That used to be fun. They ruined it. Between December 10th and 2021 and February 8th, 2023, Target Phone 7 had contact with approximately 61 prostitution related telephone numbers over 220 times. Think about that. In a year and some change, what is it? A year and a month or two? 61 prostitution related telephone numbers over 220 times. He was hunting again. Ugh. These are crazy numbers. And I would be curious, did the family take a vacation between 2021 and 2023 when he was arrested? And if so, when? In that area right there, whatever that window is, if they went out of town for a vacation, that's when we should be looking for who's missing from that time period. Because holy shit. And I'm sure they did, but goddamn.
Phones allegedly contacted prostitution-related numbers. The documents reveal Heuermann's alleged search history, including why hasn't the Long Island serial killer been caught, and why could law enforcement not trace the calls made by the Long Island serial killer? Prosecutors said the defendant possessed a publication relating to the homicides of every single victim named.
Agree completely. I agree completely. And also, can we talk about his email addresses? Springfield Man, T-Hawk, a bunch of his email addresses, they were literally just guns. This is a very conservative thing. No offense to any conservatives out there, but it's a very conservative dad thing. Okay? Almost every conservative dad I know who is a gun owner has an email address named after their guns. He has several. So I think it could also be helpful, which again, I'm sure they have. But if you happen to see any old shit on Wayback Machine or on old forums from that time, any contacts with email addresses posted anywhere that happen to fit a gun theme, that would be something interesting that I would look into personally. That would be weird.
Single victim named in this indictment. This filing was in response to a defense motion seeking to suppress evidence. As News 12 has reported, the judge said this trial will begin right after Labor Day, come hell or high water. Cecilia Dowd, News 12.
Okay, come hell or high water. Also, what does that mean, high water? Like flood? Flood is the opposite of hell? Flood sounds pretty bad. I've had my house flood a few times and that was hell. So I think it should be hell and high water. Just my thought. Just my opinion. For those of you who don't know about what's going on with Afroman, let me try my best to explain it. And then I'm going to show you a lot of videos of it. Then I'm going to show you a lot of videos of what's going on. Okay? We're moving on to Afroman. We'll talk more about Rex later. I'm going to pull up all those documents from the motion hearings, and we're going to start catching up on Lisk. Got some more Epstein stuff to do. We might cover a missing teenager tomorrow. I'm looking into it. But Afroman. Let's talk about him. What's going on with him? So, Afroman, his house got raided. Okay? His house got raided because a crooked informant told a crooked cop that there were drugs. And there was all this shit happening that wasn't happening. I'm talking the big boy shit. I'm talking like trafficking, drugs, all this shit. Oh, Afroman. So then they raid his house, which I believe was unwarranted, both literally and figuratively. They raid his house, and when the cops raid his house, they start taking his shit. Like, literally, they took his cash, money, and didn't give it back. They wrecked his house, totally trashed it, found nothing. At one point, one of the officers was staring at his lemon pound cake. And he watched all his security cam footage from in his house. The female officer tried to fuck his cameras up, destroy his cameras that were watching them do this fuckery. And they essentially robbed him. They committed crimes. They robbed him. And they found nothing. And he gets pissed off. And he's like, yo, fuck this. And they didn't come back and replace anything or fix anything. They were actually quite arrogant about it all. And Afroman, yes, he sang the song, because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. And he hung out with my little brother a couple of years ago, quite a bit. And now I'm like, go at him. What a badass. That dude you hung out with just preserved our First Amendment rights. How did he do that? Well, Afroman decided this is fucked up. What they did to me is fucked up. I'm a celebrity. I'm a rapper. I have a following. I'm an artist. I'm going to put my feelings into art. So he made a series of songs, music videos, and YouTube videos that not only highlight what was done to his house, publishing the content of his own videos, his own security cameras that were in his house that they broke into and stole from. The police stole from him. And he put them on blast. He said, look, they wrecked my shit. They didn't fix it. In his own way, he said that. They tried to take, they wanted my lemon pound. Look at him looking at my lemon pound cake, motherfucker. Okay? They tried to disable my cameras. I think they did disable some of his cameras, right? They fucked his cameras up. They stole money from me. And he made songs about it. He made a song called Lemon Pound Cake. But also, these cops who did this to him, a lot went on over the ensuing months and years. I don't even know if it's been years, months, however long it's been. It's been a while. I think it's been years, right? Anyway, over time, you know, he doesn't, they broke his door. They wrecked his house. Like what they did to Rex, they fucked him up too, like that. The difference is he's innocent. He didn't do anything, and they had a crooked informant and crooked cops. And they stole from him. And this dude has a wife. He has a family. This is fucked up what they have done. They've broken my door. So then Afroman makes a bunch of songs about it, and he puts them on blast because over the years, these cops have done some bad shit, and in the ensuing months, they did more bad shit. One of them got busted, I believe, for CSAM, trying to fuck kids. Okay? Got in trouble for kid shit, doing kid shit, Epstein shit. Okay? Another one, I think, did something happen with his wife. Like, a bunch of them are like, they all got in trouble for shit. They all were criminals. They ended up doing bad things. One of them decides she's going to sue him And the other one, like they're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're going to sue him because he's talking all this shit. He's putting our arrests and our corruption on blast. He made a song about us stealing from him. He made a song about us and said that he fucked our wives, or his wife fucked our wife. Like, he made a bunch of songs where he also like said, not only does this cop fuck kids, not only did this cop do horrible things to women, not only did this cop steal, but he also made shit up. He's like, yo, they try, like, she's gonna eat my, like, she's so fat she's gonna eat my wife's pussy or some shit. He just said a lot of crazy shit. He called them a dipshit, you know, accused them of trying to fuck him. It's just like a lot of stuff. So then they get pissed off and they're like, we're suing you because you're defaming us. You're talking shit about us. You're saying that I fucked your wife and I didn't fuck your wife. And people are going to take that seriously. And he said, word. And he took the lawsuit on. And in court, they had to play the defamation. Why are you suing him? Because he defamed me. How? Well, here's the proof. The proof are music videos of him dressed like Afroman does and saying things that Afroman says. But again, art, music, satire, freedom of speech. What the fuck are you going to do about it? Get over it. He's not sharing their social security numbers. Most importantly, he's kind of a parodist. And it's pretty obvious what he's joking about. There's actually a guy right now who composed the Lion King song who is suing a very funny stand-up comic for his joke that he made on a podcast. And the whole bit is he's convincing someone, he's like, I'm from Africa. I speak Swahili. This is what the lyrics of the Lion King are, or some shit like that. It's some shit where I speak that. I'll tell you what it means. It means, and then it's very simple. It's something like I am a lion or so. It's just some shit. And the whole joke is he's just making it. It's not what the song lyrics are, but he translates it wrong to be funny. And the guy who created the song for the Lion King is suing the dude for $27 million. Saying he violated some act. But the dude's a comic. I have a feeling he's going to lose that lawsuit. So these cops not only ended up having to go to court and sit and face a jury in the public, as Afroman's music video is playing for them. And he's dancing, singing about how your wife tried to eat my wife's pussy or some shit. But they start dramatically overreacting. And at one point, one of the guys who claimed he says, you know, he ruined my ability to work. I can't get a job. No one likes me. The library stole my password. And they're just like, bro, what? Like, have you lost any work because of this? Well, no. Like every question they ask him, he just says the wrong thing and he just looks like a dipshit. And then they ask him, who is the dipshit in that song? Like he's like, it's supposed to be about me. It's so crazy. I don't know I can't quote it exactly. I'm just laughing watching a million of these videos yesterday. I'm going to show them to you because they are goddamn hilarious. But I'm also going to show you some shorts that are of Afroman going on the TV after, speaking out on his Twitter and the shit he's been posting on social media. We're going to look at that in a minute, but we're going to mainly look at his appearances on like Legal Focus, Fox News, and CNN because it's incredible. But on his channel, which is OG Afroman on YouTube, you can see the content for which they are suing. My personal favorite is a video called Randy Walters is a Son of a Bitch. And that's one of the guys who was suing him. So let's go ahead and check some of this out. Let's check out his celebration over this legal victory. And this is what he was wearing in court. And yes, we will see more courtroom footage.
We did it, America! Yeah, we did it! Freedom of speech!
So that's the rapper Afroman celebrating a major legal victory against his local police. Until now, he was most well known for his 2000 hit, Because I Got High. But in 2022, the Adams County, Ohio Sheriff's Office obtained a search warrant for Afroman's home as part of an investigation into drug trafficking and kidnapping.
And the thing is, the drug trafficking and kidnapping, all the probable cause they had for that was literally the word of a corrupt informant, of someone who was just bullshitting them. That is terrifying. Also, where the fuck was Dave Chappelle for this, dude? Isn't he from there?
Wasn't home, but a family member and security cameras captured the scene. After going through his house, guns drawn, police charged him with nothing. Afroman then turned the footage of the incident into a parody music video called Lemon Pound Cake, referencing a moment when one deputy did a double take at the dessert on his kitchen counter.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break.
Also, the doo-wopness of his rap is incredible. I absolutely love him. Look at them kick that door down. Having to get out and open a gate so you can do a search warrant is also just a bad idea. Like, they could have been more pleasant. They've already given him a heads up that they're there just by this footage alone. I don't see the point in being so crazy to him.
The footage of the incident into a parody music video called Lemon Pound Cake, referencing a moment when one deputy did a double take at the dessert on his kitchen counter.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake.
The sheriff's office sued him for defamation and invasion of...
Derek, great question. Great question. Afroman did not receive any financial settlement. He didn't get any monetary damages from his recent legal battle, but he did successfully defend himself against a $3.9 million case, which is crazy. The Ohio jury that handled this, they ruled in his favor. They had to rule on 13 claims from 7 deputies. So half the fucking police department, which is wild. I hope that they cover his legal costs, but I don't know. I just know that it was 3 days. Okay. The trial was 3 days. And the jury said no to the officer's claims. They awarded 0 in damages. Okay. But it was a free speech defense. They were arguing that his use of home security footage and his ability to mock the officers through Lemon Pound Cake, that comes because of satire. Okay. And he said that this was his peaceful response to the wrongful raid in 2022. So there's that. So basically there's no charges on a search that had property damage. They stole his cash. He used his own footage. It's kind of fucked up though, because he did not get a payout. And his countersuit got dismissed. He previously filed a countersuit. The countersuit was for damages to his home. This was in 2022, the raid was, and his claim was dismissed in February. So they dismissed the countersuit last month. They said that there's not going to be any direct compensation because the most recent trial, that was a defense against the deputy suing him. So the win means that he doesn't have to pay the officers, but he was not awarded money from them in the proceeding. The countersuit, I believe, was against the department to pay for his shit. Then these cops individually got together, all 7 of them, to sue him separately. And he didn't get shit from it, but he did defend himself. I personally think that they ought to pay for his lawyer. Just my opinion. And I think he should get a settlement, and I think they should fix his fucking house.
privacy for that video, and a series of posts he made mocking them personally and professionally. The deputies testified they were targeted with death threats.
How did you feel when you learned that these posts were out there?
Humiliated.
What reaction did you get from the community, if any?
Hollering names, the lieutenant looking low, and been called a dog, things like that.
When they call you a son of a bitch, that would be an opinion?
I'd say that would be an opinion.
Okay. Because there's no way we can prove whether you're a son of a bitch.
She's been dead for years.
Afroman argued the content was protected under the First Amendment.
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do.
The jury only took a few hours to side with Afroman, helping him avoid millions of dollars in damages.
So one last question for you. It's the 250th anniversary birthday of the United States of America. What is your message to the United States of America on our 250th birthday?
This is home. And I love everybody. That's my message. Yeah.
Afroman.
And God bless freedom of speech and all that good stuff. What's going on?
The outrageous lies you tell about them, the more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault. And they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
Damn. You are the predator and the victim at the same time. He's so lucky he had it on video. It's just wild to me that they come into his fucking house. You come into my house, try to take my remote? What was that coach's name? This is the freedom of speech fight we needed, and he won. Those cops are so fucked.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you...
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
And then back to the border jumping legend. It's a good point. I didn't go into their house, flick them off, trash their shit, steal their shit, and then try to sue them. Fuck the police coming straight out the underground. Fuck the Ohio police for sure. For sure. Ew. Yeah, he did not have the footage that Lisa disconnected. That's the female trooper who fucked his cameras up. Afroman would be a great president. And look at that fit. Look at what he's wearing. Wow. What a baddie. We're going to, yeah, they should. They should. They absolutely should. And that's another thing is like, we had that situation here in Austin. You know, we had all these victims sue the police and the DA and the city government, the local government, but specifically the DA who failed to prosecute their cases and the investigators who failed to investigate their cases, who lost the evidence and mislabeled and mishandled it. So it got destroyed for rape kits going back to the 80s. And the victims sued and the victims lost. And then the government and the police, the investigators and the DA countersued. And now the rape victims whose cases were fucked up by people who couldn't do their jobs had to pay the attorney's fees for the people who fucked up their sex assault cases. So not only does it seem to be a trend that police government officials, politicians, judges, people in power not only get away with committing crimes, but when they fuck your shit up, there is a chance that you'll have to pay them. So not only is there no justice, but sometimes it's even worse. And they play victim because they know that they can take advantage of a system that works for them. It's gross, it's disgusting, and I hate it. Okay, moving on. Now it's time for some stuff I told you I'd show you earlier, okay? A couple of things I want to show you that are wild. Some of it's funny, some of it's not. But I told you I'd show you some crazy March Madness stuff, okay? But also, I want to show you some more Afroman stuff. So first we'll do Afroman, then I'll show you some sillies, and then I gotta go. And happy birthday again to all of you who are celebrating a birthday, okay? So I'm going to show you the ex-wife of Officer Sean Grooms. Sean Grooms is one of the cops who sued Afroman, okay? And the main point of his lawsuit was that the song Afroman wrote about him ruined his marriage and caused him and his ex-wife to get a divorce. That Afroman directly led and he caused and led to the divorce of Officer Grooms and his wife because of the content that Afroman put out in the world, the art. The art you made about me caused my marriage to dissolute, and that is your fault, he said. So what did Afroman and his attorneys do? They went to the ex-wife and they said, hey, you're Sean Grooms' ex-wife. Did your marriage end because of me? And here's what she had to say in court, which to me kind of goes with the theme of March Madness, because holy shit, what a buzzer beater this is. Wow. Keep in mind one more time. Sean Grooms says Afroman destroyed his marriage. Let's see what Sean's ex has to say.
You've worked with kids for how long?
30 years.
You got into the mind of kids pretty well.
Yes.
When they would play Mr. Foreman's song Lemon Pound Cake, did they take that as a literal fact from your observations?
No.
Were they laughing and joking about it?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Are you familiar with the song WAP?
I think I've heard
Oh, sorry,
it.
no, strike that. I'm going to give you the complete song and then summarize it because I don't want to say.
You know that song Wet Ass Pussy? I never thought I'd hear that in court. I mean, they didn't say the word, but let's be real, that's what he's asking. Let's see if he says it.
Say it once. Are you familiar with the song Wet Ass Pussy?
Yes.
And there it is. And with that said, we have Alan Jackson saying leaky balloon knot and a series of other things. She's a cunt. She's a whore. All these things, right? And now we have this fella quoting Wet Ass Pussy. We need a compilation of naughty court moments. Court cursing in court. It reminds me so much of Trailer Park Boys, of Ricky being like, Your Honor, if I can't smoke and swear in court, I'm fucked. Like, these are the few and far between moments in the judicial system that I do love.
Is that a rap song?
It is.
Has your students played it in class?
Once, and I asked them to please turn it off.
Do you, ma'am, have a wet ass pussy? I'm sorry.
They were listening to it. Did they think that was fact?
No.
So they didn't think that that was depicting anything in real life?
No.
So you didn't have to teach them that wasn't real?
Right. No, I did not.
You've heard the song, correct?
She really was. She really was. We'll put her in the compilation.
Do you believe it's a literal interpretation?
No.
Would you agree it's derogatory towards women?
No.
Even though it says nasty things about them?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's the artist's opinion, I guess. That's the way I feel.
Maybe not an opinion you like, but.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Grooms, has Mr. Foreman's posts about Sean or any of the general posts about the Adams County Sheriff's Department as a whole affected your life any at all?
No.
Would you believe it would have affected your life while you were married to Sean?
If it had any effect, I guess that would be the time it would have an effect.
But as his spouse, you would have expected it.
Yes.
And I don't want you to go into too many details, but is it fair to say that Mr. Foreman, the posts about the police department, everything had not a damn thing to do with your relationship between you and Sean and
No.
why it came to an end?
No, it did not.
So the posts never affected your life, never affected your marriage?
No.
Okay. So any statement to the contrary would be false?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, I did have a wet ass pussy though. I just want to be clear. I did have a wet ass pussy. I mean, it don't get much better than that, y'all. It don't get much better than that. They've made it pretty fucking clear what's going on there. Okay? Now, there's no better look for the man of the House of Afro. And I apologize. I have been watching a lot of The Crown, which, if you want to see me rant about The Crown, you can join the members only from any level. I do plan on putting more Crown rants up. Here's one of the cops that sued him crying. You little fucking bitch. Because of her own actions. Here she is facing the consequences of her own actions and behaving like a. So check this out.
Posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't have wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And
Fuck. I showed you the wrong clip. We already saw this one, you guys. We already saw this shit. Let me find the other one. There's one where she's crying and I have it saved. Oh God, the pound cake. Here it is. Here it is. It's a minute and a half long. Officer Lisa broke down in court when they played the diss track about her. This is the best one. It is, you get to hear the song, which is hilarious. Well, she cries over it. So she's crying while a funny song is playing. He's vibing in his chair. Everybody's loving it. Everyone got a wet ass pussy. Everyone in this courtroom got pregnant.
She raided my house. She disconnected my camera. She went down on my spouse.
She disconnected my cameras. And then she went down on my spouse. Dude. Great rhymes.
What I'm gonna do? Y'all keep on laughing. She's gonna eat your wife's pussy.
Think about Lisa. Dude, I should show this to my mom. Her name's Lisa. I'm going to show this to my mom. I bet she'll love it. She'll be like, I like that song. What's that about? Have I been muted the whole time? Great. Excellent. You didn't hear me freak out then. Okay. So are you jerking my chain? Are you wetting my pussy? Are you slawing my dog? What do you mean? What do you fucking mean? What do you mean? Please call in. Call in right now. Call in, Albert. Call. We'll stop everything. We'll talk until I have to go. I need. You're filling me in. You're filling me in. You're filling me up. No, you're filling me in. In. I need to know. Tell me everything. Someone tell me everything. Yes, he punched that woman because he didn't know it was a woman. He just felt someone dancing behind him and he fucking decked her, knocked her out. What? What happened? Okay, let me open my Google Voice. Please tell me what happened. Please tell me what happened. Please tell me what happened. Why? Why? Why is that happening? Why is Julie wait, what? A whole ass Nagel trying to get with Lindsay? What happened? Tell me everything. I am wrong. Hello, Kevin. Nice to see you. Here's the number. Here we go. Yes, Derek, hold on. I'm going to pop you up. I'm going to pop you up, but I'm going to do it so that because no one can hear you right now. So let me do this. Oh my God. Well, now I'm awake. I'm awake. I was getting tired. I was getting a little tuckered. Here, look, I'm going to pull you up, but let me put this on so that it doesn't show anything like your phone number. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, there. Go ahead and say something and let's see if they can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, he just said okay. Can you guys hear this? That's pound him in the ass bowling. I know. I'm throwing suckets at you, Desert Ghost. How you doing, Kevin? Let's see if they can hear you. Derek, say
Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit.
Say the library stole my password.
Library stole my password.
Okay. Oh, they know what a sucket is. They know what a sucket. Okay, they can hear you. So what the fuck? What happened?
So I think it was like 2 months ago. Grant and Lindsay went on to Ray from Dallas's podcast and they were telling stories for like hours and
your phone's breaking.
Learned anything about Lindsay. Oh, geez. Hold on, let me take it off speaker.
Yeah. Why are you?
Is that
what
better?
First of all, you are.
Is that better?
Yes, it's better. But now I'm pissed. Are you one of those people, Derek? You just auto put someone on speakerphone when you're. It's already the phone. Just having the phone to your mouth is already hard to hear, but to put someone on speakerphone, you have to change your ways.
I do it so I can hear you better. I hear so it's louder.
It's not about us. If we've learned anything from The Crown, it's about.
I didn't see it.
It's about the people.
I guess I watched it.
It's about the Commonwealth. God damn it, Derek. I love you to death anyway. What? So Nagel's trying to eat Lindsay's? Okay.
So Lindsay's telling stories. And she's a great storyteller. So this is like, she's way better than a storyteller.
Oh, stories are easy when you make them all up. Keep going.
She's telling a story about going to a party with like a family function or something, and some kind of party with like all the McCabe's and the Alberts.
Okay.
And so Julie Nagel was there. Like Colin tried to talk to her, and she had a couple words with him or something. And then
Colin tried to holler at her.
Was like, yeah. Well, no, Colin was. She said he was really nice, and that just she felt like he just wanted to talk to somebody, just to have like just a normal person to talk to or something.
He
She
is
didn't
very
get creeped
Boo
out by him or
Radley, isn't
anything.
he? Do you think he's like Boo Radley?
I don't know. I just thought he was a little punk, but I don't know.
What if he's secretly like? Do you think he's the Prince Andrew or the Charles? Like what? Or do you think he's like? Do you think he's like Harry?
don't know.
And we're just all judging him wrong because he went to a party and
I
wore?
know.
Okay.
I think about that sometimes. I'm like, well, because I thought, I believed all the things about he was in the house. And
I didn't believe that shit for a fucking second.
John up.
When everybody's like, he beat John up, I'm like, the kid who gets his ass kicked on camera all the time.
Right.
You think he
right.
beat up that tall motherfucker who's a cop? No, that's bullshit.
No, there's no way. John
So
was
ridiculous.
big guy.
And then what did Karen say? She goes,
Yeah.
no, Colin wasn't there repeatedly. And everyone just
Right.
ignored it.
Yeah, I don't think he was there. But
He's just a little
but he could be. They could have, but him and Allie could have got rid of the dog or something. I don't know.
No,
they were
I
up to
think
something because they
I
went to
think
the school
him
and
that was cocaine, dude. They were just getting cocaine.
oh, coke.
They're,
Okay,
they
that's what,
didn't, they're
that
not
was the other
taking
thing.
care
I
of
was
the
like,
dogs. They're not going to trust those fucking dipshits with evidence. First of all, second of all,
I think Julie's donut
clearly
thing
a
was
drug
like
run.
drugs too.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
clearly
I
a
think
drug
Julie's
run.
donut thing in the morning was.
Why do you think her brother
think the
came
donuts
by?
was
It was her
code.
brother didn't come by to pick her up with what's his name?
Right.
What did
when
they
she ran
say?
out to the front and then decided to stay.
Well, yeah. What was that guy's
Right.
name that they kept saying? Babby, or what was his name?
Oh, something.
It was like Gary
Wait,
or
so
something.
Lindsay though.
Yeah. Okay.
So Lindsay. Okay, so she's telling a story about being at this party with Jim McCabe and the Alberts. Colin was talking to her, and they, I think like Jim McCabe or Julie, like ran across the room and was like, "Colin, you get over here!" Da 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 da. They're trying to stop Colin from talking to her, and then I guess Julie Nickel like either grabbed Lindsay's crotch, and she was being really perverted to her, and Lindsay was like, "Oh my God, what? Get the heck out of here!" Like she was not having it.
Hold on. I
That
need
was
to
it.
go.
But it was you got to watch it. It was great. Like Lindsay's great telling stories.
I'm going
I
into
love Lindsay. I
anti-deb
think she's
mode. Anti-deb mode right now. I am Aunt Deb. I am Gay Jeff.
great.
What?
I would like to find Gay Jeff and interview him. I want to learn
I've
about
already.
Gay Jeff.
I've got
I
intel.
don't know anything
Listen,
about him.
I've got Gay.
Can we find
I've
him?
got Gay Jeff intel. You don't want to know.
You do?
Just leave it be.
You do?
It's like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like.
Why?
Just let it go.
Like what kind of?
We just
Did
have
he
to
really
let
sleep
that
with
one
Higgins?
go.
Or
We
really?
can't talk
You gotta
about.
let it
Listen,
go? I want to know.
Listen. This is.
Inquiring minds want to know.
There are no Epstein files. It was all a ruse. Listen. Listen to me right now when I tell you, okay?
Yeah.
If you can just shut your fucking mouth right now about Gay Jeff, then maybe for you.
Yeah.
There will come a payday, hallelujah. What
Okay,
a
okay,
payday.
I will. I'll be
There
patient.
will
I'll
come
be
a
patient.
payday someday.
Oh, okay.
There will
You
come
got me
a
all
payday.
excited. Oh,
Look,
oh,
listen.
well, yeah.
Listen. If you could just keep your mouth shut.
Well, speaking of paying people off, I did start the FOIA request for the files, for my files from 1984, the FBI.
Good for you. You're gonna get to the bottom of this. I had I should post it one day. Well, I can't really repost it. There's a thing called Endless Thread. I think I've talked about it before. It's actually out of Boston, but it's an NPR program where they find people on the internet who have come together with strangers to do things that are unusual. And me and a stranger on Reddit met, and I helped her. Me and a librarian and her help like kind of solve her kidnapping. She got kidnapped.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
I got kidnapped once. I got to tell you that sometime. I got
by
kidnapped
the
a couple years
FBI.
ago.
Is that how they made you gay? No, I'm just kidding. You actually do have great stories, and we will have to talk about being kidnapped. We should have a whole episode where everyone who's been kidnapped talks, because it turns out it's a lot of people get kidnapped. Like in her case, it was bad. A trucker, her mom basically gave her to a trucker who took her and another little neighbor girl, did things to them, and then left them in a park in Ojai, California. And then years later, she thought she was kidnapped. It was on the news, but her mom lied and said she was kidnapped. Her mom actually gave her to a drug dealer. So there was a whole podcast where they interviewed us about this, because she was not only able to get her case from the detectives from many decades ago, but also was able to, I believe, get charges pressed because of a change in statute of limitations and FOIA her own case. So the fact that she was able to do that and then file and let them know what the real story was. This guy, I believe his name is Apodaca. I believe that guy is possibly going to get a comeuppance one day for this shit. But I really think that you could do the same, especially considering it's federal, or if anything, get some funds for that inconvenience. Get what Afroman couldn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get your Colt 45. The Dow is over
Right.
500,000. Fuck. We got to do this real quick, Derek. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but we do have to celebrate
okay.
the Dow right now with Pam Bondi.
The Dow right now is over.
Oh yeah, then who?
Dow
You know,
is over
I don't have to worry about the FBI. The Dow's at over 500,000.
Yeah, so the Dow is over 500,000, so you should quit bitching about your kidnapping. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, so Nagel tried to fist the other girl. Lindsay. What happened?
She grabbed Lindsay's crotch.
Okay, but so you're telling me that the woman who accused someone of sexual assault and then admitted later that they lied about it just accused Julie Nagel of sexual assault?
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, she did. I didn't think of that.
Did Julie confirm this? Because I feel like this isn't something a Nagel would do. Usually they're like a hippo. They go with the jaw.
I mean, I didn't know she was a lesbian. That did not even factor in my mind. I had no clue.
I didn't know that either. And then I saw her prom picture and I went, oh.
Yeah. Why? What is it?
I mean, she's in a tux with a lady.
Oh, no way.
But it's like in the yard. So it's like, are you friends posing? Is this a prom pose with your friend? It doesn't matter if she is. I still think she would have bitten the crotch before she would have grabbed it. But that's just my opinion.
Right. But but the weird thing was that Lindsay said it was really weird because everybody in the room was aware of it, and they were just like, they weren't even fazed by it. They were like, oh yeah, that's just what she does. It was like normalized or whatever.
So you're telling me Julie, Rita Lombardi Christ Nagel.
Yeah.
Julie Nagel grabs him by the pussy. They just let her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're swingers, aren't they? I mean, they're allegedly.
Julie? With who? Baby Brian?
All of them. I mean, aren't they all like swingers? I don't know. That's what I heard.
Are they the crown? Like,
yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Are they the crown?
But that's just allegedly. I don't know.
Is Jen and old Julie, are they Margaret and Elizabeth?
I mean, I didn't even keep it. I don't know anything about the crown. I learned about the crown last night from you. I learned it from you.
Queen Elizabeth had issues with Philip that are very similar to Jen McCabe's issues, and he was more fond of her sister. This is very interesting.
But they're frauds. They're not even the real royal family, because the real royal family. Did you see the thing on like 2020 or one of those shows? They found the real royal family in Australia.
That's the point. The McCabes are frauds.
Yeah.
They are the real fake royal family.
It's crazy.
It really is crazy. Every time is a flat circle, but I also believe truly that they are also the Bluths. Because if you look at Lindsay and Tobias's relationship, okay, it's very Matt and Jen trying to swing. And then baby Brian, of course, has the hook hand. And then, I can 100% see, what's his name? Chris, the older Chris Albert, being a George Bluth. And Julie, that's the thing, is Jen would be more Lucille. It doesn't matter. So Julie Nagel tried to grab Lindsay by the pussy just because she can. Was she doing locker room talk when this happened? Like, what do we know about? Was there any fallout?
I don't know. I have no idea. You go you find that Ray from Dallas podcast. It was really, really good. It was really good. It was
I am
and
Ray
Grant,
from
that's where I
Dallas.
like learned to like Grant and Lindsay because I didn't like them before, but
Oh.
then I listened to them talking. I was like, oh, they're really really great. I love
Oh
them.
no, I just want to be clear. I do not want to like them. So I'm not
Oh, I
going
like
to do
them. I
that.
like them a lot.
But
You don't
I
have to.
also,
but she was told some great stories.
I am Ray from Dallas. So I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'll figure it out.
No, you're not. No,
Yes,
you're
I
not.
am. I've been, listen,
No, you're not. I heard.
I'm coming
I
out
heard.
now. I'm coming out. Ooh, ooh. I am Ray from Dallas. Okay, I have to go pick up Dylan. I love all of you.
I have one question. I have one question.
Yes.
One question, please.
Yes.
Did you watch the last episode of when Manuel lurks with us doing kung fu?
I don't know what that is. Is that a show?
Oh, you got to watch it. Yeah, I made a little cartoons.
I have to watch
We're
the
kung
Manual
fu. We're
Works.
badass kung fu's.
Okay.
Like we do kung fu and breakdancing. It's great. You got to watch it.
I do like those.
I'll send you a link.
Okay, send me a link.
So we beat up the Australians, like Aussie and Miss Shorty and Jason Boyles and Koala Chris.
Oh, you do karate at them?
Okay. Anyway, I gotta go.
Wait, you're doing
gotta
karate at
go.
all? Okay. Bye,
You gotta go.
bye, Derek. Guys, say goodbye and good night. I have to go. I'm in it? Excellent. Good. I like being in non-consensual videos that I don't know about. I'm fine with it. Make propaganda of me and spread it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. You are the best. I do have to go. Gotta go pick this man up. I told you I'd show you a buzzer beater. I'm gonna show you this buzzer beater. It's my favorite one. This happened during March Madness. It is fucking crazy. And again, I love basketball. That's my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. I actually don't like basketball at all. I love gambling. So here you go. Check this out. This is why gambling's bad. I love you. Good night.
And here we go. 2-point Santa Clara lead. 17 seconds.
Same message. Try to get something going towards the basket.
Chandler gets it to Owe. The spin elevates. Lays it in, and we're tied.
Pausing it for copyright. Comment. Also, you see that? Now it's lined up. We've got 9 seconds left. What is going to happen?
Spirit never sit on it if you're Santa Clara. This is Gambelugov. Graves elevates. Buries it. 2.4. Oh.
Okay, let's just go back a little so you could see that in tandem. Because just look at the time. See that? So we've got 3.7 seconds left. Holy shit. Oh my God, and we're tied. And there's 2 seconds left. 2.4. Oh, the ball's still going. Wow. And that is why you don't gamble.